Did you know that over 1.5 million Armenians were killed in a genocide that many countries still refuse to acknowledge? Welcome to Ours channel, where we uncover the forgotten, the untold, and the censored chapters of world history. If you value truth and remembrance, hit that subscribe button and join us on a journey through time. The Armenian genocide is one of the darkest and most silenced events of the 20th century. It took place between 1915 and 1923, during the final years of the Ottoman Empire, modern-day Turkey. What began as political suspicion turned into a coordinated campaign of ethnic cleansing. The Ottoman Empire, weakened by war and internal decline, began viewing its Christian Armenian minority as a threat, accusing them of siding with Russia during World War I. The ruling nationalist group, known as the Young Turks, saw an opportunity to eliminate what they called the Armenian question. On April 24, 1915, hundreds of Armenian intellectuals were rounded up, arrested, and later executed in Constantinople, now Istanbul. This day is now remembered as the start of the genocide. What followed was not war, it was annihilation. Armenian men were systematically executed. Women, children, and the elderly were forced into death marches through the Syrian desert. Many died of starvation, dehydration, or brutal attacks. Others were raped, abducted, or drowned. Villages were burned, families torn apart. These atrocities were not accidental. Historians now widely agree they were premeditated acts of genocide, organized by the state. By 1923, over 1.5 million Armenians had perished. Most of the survivors were scattered across the globe, forming the Armenian diaspora. The trauma of that horror still lives in their descendants today. And yet, the world stayed silent. While many nations have recognized the genocide, including France, Germany, Canada, and finally the United States in 2021, Turkey still denies it happened. The Turkish government insists the deaths were part of wartime chaos, not a coordinated extermination. This denial adds insult to injury. It has fueled decades of diplomatic tension and has silenced generations of survivors. Even today, some countries avoid recognition out of fear of angering Turkey, a key NATO ally. But for Armenians, this isn't just history, it's identity. The genocide shaped their culture, their migrations, and their collective memory. Even now, with renewed conflict in places like Nagorno-Karabakh, many Armenians fear history could repeat itself. We tell these stories not to reopen old wounds, but to keep memory alive, to demand accountability, and to learn from the past, so it's never repeated. If you believe the world needs to know the truth, if you want more forgotten stories like this one, then subscribe to Operation History Files and be part of a growing community that refuses to forget. One question remains. If not now, when will the world finally admit this was genocide